On air, online, on the go. Fox Toledo News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Laura Emerson. As we learn of a suspect in the Cindy Sumner case, we also now know what killed her. Detectives say she was lured to a North Toledo warehouse, then beaten to death before being thrown into some sort of well, where she was discovered about 6 weeks later. Barrett Andrews is live at the warehouse with how police filled in the blanks.
Well, they say Elodie Robbins was homeless and lived at the Cherry Street Mission until he moved to this abandoned warehouse, the place where cops say he killed Cindy Sumner. 44-year-old Elodie Robbins' name came up early in the investigation, but with so many leads, evidence against him didn't start looking strong until about October.
As leads were followed up and various techniques were done, his role became a little more prominent.
At that point, Robbins was just being sentenced to 4 years in prison for violating his parole. Let's take you back to early last summer, though, when detectives say Robbins moved into North Toledo and got to know Cindy, possibly from Jamie Farr Park, where she was known to hang out. The search for Cindy began at that park on August 6th. On August 19th, Robbins was arrested on those separate charges. But it wasn't until September 17th that detectives, following up on a lead, found Cindy's body partially submerged in water in the basement of this abandoned building. Detectives say it doesn't seem like Robbins forced Cindy into the warehouse, but say he did kill her there. Now, after interviewing more than 70 people and gathering evidence that, as of right now, they won't comment on, Toledo police decided they had enough to take the case to the grand jury, and this morning, Robbins was indicted.
We've taken one more step towards going forward with this. It's obviously a long way from over, but it certainly is a step in the right direction for the investigation.
Now, Detective Gass tells me there is no indication that Cindy was sexually assaulted in any way. And on top of that, he says even though the family knew that Robbins was a registered sex offender, there were never any early warning signs that this friendship would turn violent. We're live in North Toledo. Barrett Andrews, Fox Toledo News.
Thank you, Barrett. And we now know that Robbins has a somewhat complex criminal history, including offenses that might have led to his status as a sex offender. Back in 2007, he was charged with 5 counts of illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 months behind bars. In 2008, he was convicted of failing to register as a sex offender. He's also been convicted of burglary and theft. And there's a sense of relief from Cindy's family tonight. Some never thought this case would be solved at all. Sean Hegarty has a look at what the family has to say about this big break. They have to be relieved on some level.
Yeah, certainly relieved. Very grateful to the police for all the work that they've put in. There's been a lot of months and a lot of new information that has come out about this case, and as they were saying right there, just kind of relief and a lot of thanks tonight. But as Detective Gass was saying earlier, the whole thing is very far from over. A court case is upcoming. But as for tonight, the family knows one major piece of the puzzle is now in place.
This was a case that very easily could have gone on for a long time. So the fact that we've come to this point, the family is understandably relieved.
Cindy's family sat around the table tonight, remembering the girl who considered everyone a friend. Even in Cindy's death, something positive has arisen.
It's taken a lot of individuals from the two sides of the family. I guess we really didn't know each other.
No, we didn't.
And kind of pulled the family together as a group.
As for the suspect, Elodie Robbins, the family's feelings are pretty clear.
I don't know if I want to look at him, to tell you the truth about it. I don't know who he is. I have never seen his face, and I just don't know how I will see him, how I will look at him.
I thought it would never be solved because it had been too long from since she died, and I thought, oh, they're never going to catch him unless somebody talks.
But this family credits the hard work of police detectives and would like to extend this offer.
I got 5 boys. You can be another one.
Some members of the family knew the case would go in front of the grand jury in the last week or so they signed up for text message alerts on their cell phones from local news stations to get that news as soon as possible. Reporting live, Sean Hegarty, Fox Toledo News.
Interesting. Well, what is your reaction to someone finally being charged in the Cindy Sumner case? That is our feedback question tonight. And Robert wrote on Facebook, "It's about time. Keep him in jail where he belongs." Tammy says, "Happy to hear that. He needs to rot in prison." Your thoughts are still welcome. You can head to Twitter, Facebook, or send us an email.